Hi guys, Aaron Dorr here, Policy Advisor with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. And if you've seen Claire McCaskill lately, you've no doubt heard her give her spiel about gun rights and how she supports the Second Amendment, how she was raised by her father who was a hunter, how she would join him on his hunting trips, and it would help to infuse her position when it comes to our gun rights, as she laughably tries to convince gun owners that she always has been and always will be a champion for the Second Amendment. Nothing could be further from the truth. Guys, what we have here for you today is the Claire McCaskill top 10 list, the top 10 most anti-gun, most hostile actions taken by Claire McCaskill against your gun rights. It is truly the top 10 list Claire McCaskill hopes you never, ever see. So guys, as we break this down for you, please help us out. Get the word out about this video. Forward it to your friends and family. Make sure everybody knows the truth about where Claire stands and where she has stood when it comes to our gun rights, because this is our time. This is our chance for gun owners in Missouri to hold her accountable for her reckless and absolutely aggressive anti-gun actions for the last number of years now in Washington, D.C. Because make no mistake, while she claims to be a middle of the road when it comes to gun rights, she has been a partisan hack attacking your Second Amendment freedom every chance that she's had for years. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what we have prepared for you, because we're going to have bill numbers, we're going to have dates, we're going to have amendment numbers, because details matter. And if you hear Claire talk, she could talk for an hour and a half, and there's no specificity. There's no details. You have no idea what she's trying to say. We have it right here. It's objective, black and white, bill numbers, dates, and times. Guys, check this out, share it, and help donate to make this, help keep this information getting out there. So, without further ado, number 10, we're going to go from the most, from the furthest back, if you will, 2009 up to current day. So number 10. Number 10, on May 12, 2009, Claire McCaskill voted no on Amendment 1067, which authorized concealed carry in national parks. In fact, this was a bill that Barack Obama himself signed into law. But Claire McCaskill then wouldn't even back President Obama, of course, a radical gun grabber himself. She wouldn't even back that bill coming from President Obama, and she was a no vote on A1067. Now, that bill was passed into law, but had it not been passed into law, you'd have to disarm, with or without your permit, have to disarm when visiting any one of the country's national parks. Absolutely ridiculous. That was number 10. On number 9, on July 22, 2009, McCaskill voted no on amendment number 1618, the National Reciprocity Act. Of course, you all know what this means. It's the idea that if you travel across state lines and you mistakenly go into, let's say, Chicago, and you forget that you have your firearm, or more importantly, you just don't know what the rules are, you're not sure what the law is, the National Reciprocity Bill would protect you, because your permit or your concealed carry status, your constitutional carry status, I mean, here in Missouri, would allow you to carry across the country. That's what National Reciprocity would do. And Claire McCaskill was an out-and-out no vote. We've all seen stories of gun owners who mistakenly travel into places like New Jersey or Chicago or places like that where they can't carry. Was it a mistake? Yes. Was it a good faith mistake, though? Absolutely. And the National Reciprocity Act would protect people from malicious prosecution in those cases, and Claire McCaskill voted no. On August 6, 2009, and this is number 8 now, on August 6, 2009, and again on August 5, 2010, Claire McCaskill voted to confirm some of the most anti-gun nominees to ever come up when it comes to our United States Supreme Court. On August 6, 2009, she backed Sonia Sotomayor, and on August 5, 2010, she backed Elena Kagan. These two nominees didn't even hide their disgust for the Second Amendment. They did not hide their absolute radical partisan agenda when it comes to our gun rights. And she voted to put them both on the bench. We've only ever been 1 or 2 votes away from disaster when it comes to the Supreme Court for the longest time, because people like Claire McCaskill put radical people like Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor on the bench. That's what she's trying to hide. Number 7 on the Claire McCaskill top 10 list, the list she hopes you never see. On March 23, 2013, when given a chance to vote to continue to keep America out of the UN Small Arms Treaty, Claire McCaskill voted no. This is amendment number A139 on March 23, 2013. And you guys all know what this is. The UN Small Arms Treaty, if enacted, would require that our Second Amendment rights as American citizens be subject to the whims of the UN. That means that violent third world dictators and criminal states and their quote-unquote leaders would have say over how much Second Amendment freedom we can enjoy as Americans. Absolutely incredibly insulting to us. And again, on March 23, 2013, on Amendment A139, McCaskill voted no, trying to put us into that position. This is number 6 now. On April 17, 2013, Claire McCaskill voted again against the National Reciprocity Act. This is amendment number 719. Again, national reciprocity, you could travel across state lines. Claire McCaskill voted no. Again. Now, this is number 5. On April 17, 2013, April of 2013, Claire McCaskill voted yes to ban magazines that hold over 10 rounds of ammo. This is amendment number A714. So in Claire McCaskill's mind, if you have an AR-15, a standard 30-round drum mag, you should be a felon. If you have a 15-round magazine in your Glock 19, you would be a felon under Claire McCaskill's legislation. This is amendment number A714. Does this sound moderate to you? Does this sound like she's a supporter of the Second Amendment to you? Certainly not. That was number 5. Number 4, on April 17, 2013, McCaskill voted yes on language to ban the ever-popular AR-15 and hundreds of similar firearms. This is on amendment number A711. On 711. This is amendment A711. McCaskill voted yes. So what this means, very simply, is that the AR-15 would be illegal. And it would be a criminal action for anybody else to buy one ever again. Of course, the AR-15 is the most popular rifle anywhere in this country right now. It has been for a very long time, owned by hundreds of thousands of gun owners right here in Missouri. And Claire McCaskill voted to ban the AR-15 rifle. Again, does this sound middle of the road to you? Does it sound like someone as someone who actually supports Second Amendment freedom to you? Of course not. That's number 4. Number 3, on April 17, 2013, Claire McCaskill voted yes on amendment number A649, the Manchin-Toomey Grand Gun Control Compromise of 2013. Of course, the bill died. But amendment A649 was the Manchin-Toomey database or gun registry bill. This is the Michael Bloomberg-backed legislation that would create a national database of every firearm and firearms owner via universal background checks. And what that means, well, it sounds so innocuous. What that actually means is if you want to give a firearm to a friend, you have to go through a government background check first. And you have to add that firearm and the new firearms owner to a government database. More than that, if you wanted to give a firearm to your children, to your grandkids, even family heirloom firearms, if you wanted to pass down these family antiques or historic pieces, again, you'd have to add that firearm and that new owner, your son, your grandson, whomever, to a federal database. And we all know the first step towards gun confiscation is firearms registration. And Claire McCaskill was right there doing Obama's bidding, doing Bloomberg's bidding at every step of the way on April 17, 2013, by voting yes on the Manchin-Toomey gun control bill. Number 2 on our top 10 list, on March 6th of this year, 2018, March 6th of this year, McCaskill confirmed in media interviews she supported banning firearms unless you're 21 years of age or above. So Let's back up for a moment. If you join the military at the age of 18 and do a 2-year hitch with the military, let's say you deploy for a year to the Middle East. You come back home, you're 20 years old, you're out of the military, perhaps you're inactive, whatever your status is. You start your life. Maybe you get married, start a job, buy a house. Let's say you buy a house in St. Louis, murder capital of the United States of America right now, St. Louis. And you want to buy a Glock 19 for your family. You want to buy a shotgun. You want to buy an AR-15. You carried full auto for years in the military. You carried full auto in combat, deployed for our military, but you come back home to St. Louis, and if Claire McCaskill has her way, you would be denied the right to buy a firearm because you're not yet 21. She confirmed that numerous times in the media just this year, in March of this year. And number one, most recently, this was in late March of this year, she loudly was harassing, going out of her way to harass the Neosho third grade boys baseball team, who has for years done an AR-15 raffle fundraiser giveaway for their team to buy uniforms and to buy equipment. It's been going on for years. Everybody knows it. Lots of you guys probably buy tickets for it. And she goes out of her way to publicly mock and harass the team and their coaches who are doing this fundraiser, as they've done, again, for years in Neosho, Missouri. So these are the actions of a woman who is trying to convince gun owners now that she supports the Second Amendment. The truth is anything but. From banning the AR-15 to banning magazines over 10 rounds capacity, to trying to put you under the thumb of third world dictators via the UN Small Arms Treaty, Claire McCaskill has been a rabid dog attacking your gun rights at every chance she's had for years in Washington, D.C. So this is the top 10 list she hopes you never see. Now, you've now seen this. You've now heard this. You have the dates, the bill numbers, all of it. But there are thousands more out there across the state, tens of thousands of gun owners who have not heard this, and who might be tempted to believe the crap and the garbage coming out of Claire McCaskill's mouth. So I'd ask you to consider a donation to help the Missouri Firearms Coalition. We will be shortly going up on statewide media with radio and internet ads and possibly even TV ads if we can raise the funding to expose Claire McCaskill's top 10 list of attacks against our gun rights. We need help to make this happen, guys. And don't forget, this fight and this situation has impact far above just Claire McCaskill and just here in Missouri, because we all know for President Trump to have any chance of passing national reciprocity, any chance of moving the ball at all and trying to advance gun rights freedom right now in Washington, D.C., he needs to have a pro-gun majority. And right now, he simply doesn't have it. And the best chance to get a pro-gun majority in the U.S. Senate right now, the best chance in the whole country, is right here in Missouri. National pollsters have been saying that for over 2 years now. This is ground zero in Trump's fight to expand Second Amendment freedom. And that means you and I have to go out of our way to expose Claire McCaskill and make sure everyone knows where she stands when it comes to your gun rights. So guys, I'm going to ask you to consider absolutely humbling amounts of donations to help us get this ad out there. Some of you folks right now watching this can write a check for $5,000 and help us go statewide on radio for a full week. For some folks, a check for $25 is a huge sacrifice, and I understand that as well. Whatever part of the spectrum you find yourself in, ask yourself right now, how much can you do today? Because right now, right here in 2018, this is ground zero when it comes to our fight for Second Amendment freedom. We have got to send a loud message. We want to see pro-gun bills move in Washington, D.C. And to do that, President Trump needs a pro-gun majority, and he certainly does not have that with Claire McCaskill, an enemy to gun owners far and away. You just heard it yourself in our top 10 list. So guys, that's what we have. This is our list. We want to expose her every chance we can with internet ads, radio ads, and TV ads. Whatever you can do, please dig deep and donate today to help us expose Claire McCaskill. Thank you very much.